Hello everyone, this is Agony333. And today's movie review that I thought I would get into is Resident Evil Damnation, which is the second of the animated CGI movies. It is from 2012, it is rated R, it is 1 hour and 40 minutes. And one good thing that I thought I would mention here is that this has great improvements visual-wise. That's one of the big bonuses, pluses of this film compared to the last one, Degeneration, is that they did a great job with the visual special effects and all that, greatly improving it. But that's because it's in 2012 instead of 2008. So they probably had a few years to upgrade their capabilities in that term. Another positive I thought I'd put here is the surrounding storyline is well told. And to be honest, kind of reminds me of Metal Gear Solid. But speaking of which, I need to get into like the story, synopsis, summary, whatever. And that is that pretty much in Europe there is a sort of civil war between some freedom fighters and their government. And then all of a sudden BOWs, which is bioorganic weapons, which is pretty much a code name for, zombies and the monsters that we know from Resident Evil, begin to show up. And so Leon Kennedy goes to Europe to figure out what's going on. But things get more complicated from there. But yeah, that's what I thought I would put here, is that the surrounding storyline is really well told. The story for the new characters is done well, just kind of like Degeneration. And the main thing we have here, though, is an improved graphics, which lends itself really well to this film. But here's another thing that I put here is, and I may only get into minor spoilers, but Degeneration was more horror focused, whereas this movie Damnation is more action focused. So really, I think it's what it's going to come down to is your preferences when it comes to Resident Evil. If you prefer, like me, usually a more horror kind of direction, I think you'll like Degeneration better, which is that classic Resident Evil feel to the series. But if you like the more action focused kind of Resident Evil, then I think you'll like this movie more, Damnation. Let me see if I can. There are also some really great hand-to-hand combat scenes and stuff. But at least to me, when it comes to this, I thought I'd put here Metal Gear Solid still tops it. Because at least for me, when it comes to the Metal Gear Solid franchise, which I love those games, they always handle hand-to-hand combat sequences in, their games and even the cutscenes and stuff the best. There's no topping that. But this movie does have some great sequences of that. And a trivia thing I thought I'd put here is that this movie is supposed to be set before Resident Evil 6, for anyone who wants to know that kind of thing. Let me see. And I think that's actually most of the things I wanted to talk about. There's only probably like one spoiler here that I would put. And I thought that I would give this about the same rating that I gave Degeneration, which I think Degeneration I gave like a 7 to 7.5. This is about the same, 7 to 7.5. And like I've mentioned, when it comes to fans, it's going to basically come down to whether you like the classic Resident Evil horror, themed kind of thing, or if you like more action. If you like action, you're going to like this one probably more. If you like horror, you're probably going to like Degeneration more. I like them both for their differences, so that's why I sort of rated them the same. But I thought I'd give it, that's 7.5. And for anyone who wants to stick around for the one spoiler, let's head there. For anybody else, fucking peace. And the one spoiler that I thought I'd mention that at least amused me was towards the fucking end of the movie with the tyrants and shit. When Leon pulls a fucking knife is just fucking hilarious. It's like, I don't know, I mean, that thing works in the games because there's people who've done, speed runs and knife kills and all that crap, which I don't know how the hell you manage it because, at least for me, it's way too fucking tedious and everything else. And maybe one day I'll manage it. I mean, I sort of did when it came to that game Vaccine, but yeah, I don't know. I thought that was kind of amusing and hilarious when he pulls a knife and he's going to try to face these fucking tyrants with just a fucking knife. But that's a thing. But that's pretty much all that I have to say. A pretty damn good movie. And like I've also said in previous reviews, I feel like these animated movies are the best that we have when it comes to Resident Evil films. And I still stand by that. But I hope that all of you are having an awesome, badass-filled day. And that you'll stick around for the next movie review that I do. And this is Agony333 signing the fuck out. Peace. Have a great one.